right, today I want to show you a little bit about the Thinkware dash cam, what it does, and hopefully you'll be able to sell it after seeing these slides. It probably won't answer all of your questions, but there is a cool video in here that I want you to watch, and between this and the video, it should give you a really good representation of what this camera does. So here's the top questions that we'll discuss. First, who's it for? What the heck does it do? All right. How do we sell it? And are there other applications? So first of all, let's talk about who is this for? It's for that guy over there and that guy up there in the front, and then over to his right, that lady too. It's just a way of saying it's for everyone. This thing has enough features and benefits that you can tailor this to any customer, anybody that buys a car, that owns a car, or knows someone that owns a car. You can make this really stand out and have a wow factor. You have to remember that this is a want, not a need. All accessories kind of are in that category. Remember, you're asking a customer to come in and pay more for the vehicle than they probably wanted to. Um, so when you go to add accessories, you're going to have to make them want it. Build some excitement in it, know the product, and just be able to talk about it a little bit. So what does it do? So here's a list of a lot of the things that it does. I'm not going to talk about every one of these. There's way too many on here. But I did pick out 5 or 6 features that I want to talk about, and I'll go over those on the next slide. All right, let's just get right into the camera. This is a 275 version. That's the GM part number. Know that there's a 274 version. That one MSRP is at $399 MSRP plus installation. This one is $499 MSRP plus installation. I would tell you focus on the 275. This thing does so many more things. It has so many more features, all right, that price shouldn't be an issue. If for some reason it is, learn the 274 version. But I would say show them the difference between the 274 and 275, and they would be shocked at what all you get for that extra $100. Um, Integrated ADAS. So that's Advanced Driver Assistance System. All right. But on that other slide, it said GPS. So what's the difference? So it's not really a difference. It's that Advanced Driver Assistance System uses GPS. So what it means is it knows where your vehicle is all the time. All right. Not only that, it knows what lane you're in when you're driving down the road. So what's cool is you can add lane departure. So if you get out of your lane, it's going to give you a tone, right? If you're coming up towards a vehicle and you're too close to it, it's going to give you a tone. So it's going to give you front end collision warning, right? It's going to give you a tone. It's going to give you a voice prompt for things like, hey, there's a red light camera up ahead, or hey, there's a speed camera up ahead. Those things are really cool. And what that also means is you can now take someone that's on a lower end vehicle that is beating you up over price, but man, I really wanted that lane departure warning. Well, now you can add it to that vehicle for 499 bucks. What's also cool is this camera goes in any vehicle that has an OBD2 port. Um, that is a standard option that is on every vehicle, every model, 1996 and newer. So you can put it in a Jeep, you can put it in a GM, you can put it in a Ford, you can put it in a Lamborghini. It doesn't matter because they all have this port. All right, it plugs right in there, and it's good to go. So you can put it on a new car you're selling, you can put it on a used car you're selling, or you can put it on their car that's in their driveway already, or you can put it on their aunt's car. So it's really, really neat. It doesn't just tie you down to selling the new car that they're looking at right now. Um, some other things in here is this is 1080p HD. So imagine looking at your TV and you're watching the news and you say, I'm going to put in a Blu-ray and start watching a movie. The quality difference there is phenomenal. You know that. So this is what it's recording in 1080p HD. It's like a Blu-ray. The quality is amazing, right? It has super night vision. So it's going to take the picture at night and it's going to enhance the darkness. At day, in the day in the bright sun, it's going to take that glare and a lot of that sun out of the picture. So you get a great quality picture. It also has a rear camera. So this camera is the F800 Pro. So you can look that up, and those are it's the same camera, F800 Pro, so it comes with front and rear. It's always recording. So this thing is always making 60-second videos and creating little files for you and putting them in a folder. Um, it is also going to have things like if you get in a collision, you can say, I want to record a collision. I want the 20 seconds before and the 26 seconds after the collision. And it's going to make a separate file for things like that. It has an impact warning, which works with that. Since those are in a separate file, those files will never get written over. So as it's making these files, this thing has a 32 gig card in it, all right? And it's making these files, and after a while, it's going to record over the old ones. But the important ones that you trigger, all right, it will go in a separate folder, and you don't have to worry about them getting overwritten. But how do you get the files out of there? This is a cool feature. So there's three ways to get files out of here. Um, this is camera is mounted to a little bracket that mounts under your rearview mirror, and you can either take the SD card out, put it in your computer, and get the files that way. You can disconnect this camera from the mount and take it and plug it into your into your computer and get the files that way. But the easiest way is to download the app, right? This camera has Wi-Fi, right? You turn the Wi-Fi on your phone and you connect to that camera. You can now do things like turn every one of those features off one by one. Um, so if someone already has lane departure and front end collision on their vehicle, you're going to turn those off, all right? But since the files are HD quality, they can be kind of big, and you don't want to download those over Bluetooth. It will take forever. So this has Wi-Fi. You connect by Wi-Fi, and now you download those files almost instantaneously, which is really cool. So it has some more other Wi-Fi features that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. So there's a link to a video that's going to probably show you so much about this camera that's just super exciting. Um, I'm not going to play it for you now, but I will share the slideshow with you so that you can go back and watch that video. I would encourage you, save that link to your desktop. So now when you get up from your desk, you can show that video to your customers. Go, hey, I'll be right back, but check out this. I didn't show you this camera yet, and show them this video. All right, so here's kind of what it would look like in the daylight. I told you about enhancing the picture. So this is a normal view of what you would see. Um, but with the intelligent auto exposure, this is now what gets recorded. So that bright sun that is just glaring, the sun dots that go across your picture, all that stuff, it's taking it out, and look at the quality of this video you're going to get. So here's some pictures of the Super Night version I wanted to show you. So this is from a video going down the highway. The left is with Super Night Vision off. On the right is with Super Night Vision on. You can see the difference and the quality of the picture you can get, the crisp details you can see. Um, Same kind of thing. This is it with a parking lot surveillance mode. So it's actually a still picture, but it gives you a good idea of the quality of the picture that you're going to get, whether it's a picture or a video recording. The quality is amazing. So how do we sell it? Um, First of all, you need to know the product. All right. Learn 4 or 5 of the key features and just be able to talk about them. Uh, you'll go a long way just knowing the 4 or 5 features. And then as you get more comfortable, you'll learn more things. Um, you need to be passionate about it. You have to make them want it. All right. If you're not passionate about it, even if they think it's cool, they're not going to buy it. You got to be passionate about it. I can't say that enough. All right. Tailor your presentation for each customer, right? Once you know this thing and it has those 15 features that I showed you on that slide before, if you know those, you can now tailor your presentation to show 4 or 5 features that are going to be important to that customer, right? Then when you do that and show them that video that has all the features on it, they are going to be overwhelmed. They're going to definitely be wowed, and that's what's going to sell this thing. All right. Like I said, show them the YouTube video. Create that link on your desktop, save it. And when you get up from your desk, and that time you get up is always awkward for that customer. They start having second thoughts or guessing. Keep them occupied. Show them this video. All right, so my last slide is what are some of the other features? So this thing has a parking surveillance mode. It's really cool. It does a lot of things. So it has impact detection. So remember, if you're in a front end collision and you're driving down the road, you're at a stoplight, whatever, it's going to make a recording of that and put it in a separate file. But it also has impact detection that if your car is parked. So it can make that video of 10 seconds before the accident happened and 10 seconds after. So now you're going to see the vehicle that hit your vehicle in the parking lot. All right. Maybe even capture the license plate. All right. It has motion detection, which is really neat. You can do a couple of things. You can do time lapse photography. So you can say, hey, when my vehicle's parked, I just want to take a picture every minute. Click, click, click. And you can do a cool time lapse video of everything that happened while your vehicle was parked. Or you can say, I want a video to turn on every time that something moves in front of my vehicle. So if someone comes in your driveway, all right, it'll start recording, and now you can get a picture of that. Think of a Ring doorbell. Very, very similar, except for this thing is in 1080p HD. So you're going to get a great video of what's going on in front or in back of your vehicle when it detects motion, right? It also has an energy saving mode so that as it starts to sit there, let's say you park it in the parking garage of the airport and you go out of town for 2 weeks, all right? Um, Once this thing starts recording, if it ever gets to the point where your battery starts to drain, um, it's going to shut this thing off before it ever gets too low that your vehicle won't start, which is a really, really cool feature. And probably a question one of your customers is going to ask is like, man, if it's always recording, what's going to happen to my battery? Well, this feature right here takes care of that. Um, the last feature on here I want to talk about has to do with Wi-Fi again. So this camera has Wi-Fi. Most vehicles these days have Wi-Fi in the vehicle. So if you turn that Wi-Fi on in the vehicle and you have this camera, you can connect the two, and this thing opens up a whole new set of features that are just amazing. So it can locate your vehicle and it has geofencing. So what does that mean? So we talked about it's parked in my driveway. If someone comes in my driveway, uh, motion detector is going to start coming on. I can have a geo fence around my house, basically a digital fence that if my vehicle leaves my driveway after 10 a.m., excuse me, 10 p.m., all right, and you can set it to whatever time you want, but if my vehicle leaves my driveway after a certain time, it's going to start recording. It's going to send me a text message, and I'll be able to see on a map where this thing is, which is really, really neat. Another feature about geofencing is let's say um, your son is taking the car and he goes to work, and you know he works 10 miles away from the house. So you can set a geofence of 15 miles from the house. And if that vehicle goes 15 miles from the house at any time, guess what? You're going to get a text alert. It's going to start recording, and you can see on a map exactly where your vehicle is. Um, Pretty cool features. So think about all the things this does and how you can tailor this towards your customer.